What's up, guys? It's Nights with Nikki again, and I am so excited to get to chat with one of my really good friends, Chelsea Lefkin. Okay, so let me put her cool name up here so you can find her on social media because that's her social media. Um, but the reason that I wanted to bring you this vibrant woman today was because recently I've been talking to a lot of my friends who are in jobs that are not really fulfilling them and it's not making them happy. Yet they love other things about their life. Like they have hobbies that they really like to do or just other types of passions, but they haven't figured out a way to turn those hobbies and passions into their career. But Chelsea here has done just that. And so I would love for you to just tell everyone a little bit about your journey and what you do, like your art and stuff like that, because you're freaking amazing. And I can't wait for everybody to go check out your stuff because it's fabulous.
I love. Well, thank you. Thank you. I was so honored when you reached out. Okay, so I guess I'll kind of start from not square one, but I'll kind of give you the background and where I came from. So I have an art background and I went to business school in Los Angeles. I graduated and was in e-commerce styling, but I knew there was like something else that I wanted to do. Like I was hungry for something more. I ended up moving back in with my mom to figure that out. And I kind of started my business in home decor because I felt like pillows were easy, linen pillows were easy. It was a way for me to monetize my creativity. So I started doing that and I launched at a trade show in New York City, New York Now, which is a pretty big trade show for home. And that kind of morphed into clutches and then that morphed into backpacks. And now I'm painting on jackets. And I've done commissioned murals and canvases. So it's just kind of like rolled, like snowballed into this whole Chelsea Lefkin artist. So I started as a brand and then it kind of morphed into the face of the brand. And now I'm more just the artist. So it's been a journey.
That's so awesome. I mean, okay, but I got to go back to the beginning of coming out of school and then being like, I want to do it on my own. I don't want to work for a company. Like, why did you choose not to? Did you work for a company or?
I worked for an e-commerce styling company.
Okay.
And I think I did that for like a year and a half after college. So that was a 9-to-5 and it just I wasn't happy. It wasn't fulfilling to me at all. And then that's when, my mom's my world. She kind of said, if you're interested in moving back, you can kind of, get a side job, get my side hustles and figure out what I wanted to do. So I moved back.
What do you mean by side hustles? Like, what did that mean?
Okay, so I graduated with a business degree.
Yeah.
And obviously graduating from FITM, I went to the Fashion Institute downtown.
Oh, cool.
But I graduated and we kind of all thought we'd get these like high paying, really creative jobs. I was applying to everything, but I wasn't really, I wasn't really finding what was making me feel alive. So I chose to move back home with my mom and I call it my side hustle, but I got a job at Starbucks. They have incredible health insurance.
Good reason.
And I started babysitting and nannying again because I live for children. And then I got a space in Laguna Beach where I would go there and create my art and reconnect with what I wanted to do. So I would make like lattes at 5 a.m. and then I would change diapers from like 3 to 7. And then I would go to this space and I would just like purge and feel and heal and express myself.
So why though did you pick, because I think what I've noticed at least is that sometimes, especially when people right out of college enter into a stable 9-to-5 job where there's you know, it's a corporation, so they can work up the ladder. And there's like, I don't know. I feel like, why did you choose to not like go into another, like just like finding different fashion places to work at? Why did you choose to like go into something like coffee or babysitting versus, you know?
I applied to everything, and I don't know if that was like the universe's way of being like, start your own thing, but nope, I got nothing. I got nothing back. I went on some interviews. Nobody hired me. It was like, I was like knocking on all the doors, doing all the things, nothing. Like I got zero, you know, zero.
Like, because I wonder what if like you had tried in another 9-to-5 type of job, like in business, just in business in general. Yeah. It might not have been in fashion, but would you have done that instead? Or
I don't think so. I really wanted to find my voice and my passion and my purpose. Like I felt like I was missing all those things, and I graduated with a great degree and had, you know, spent money on college, and I was like completely lost, had no idea who I was, what I was, where I was going, which most feel like that after they graduate. Mm-hmm. But I think it was more like my mom saying like, come back home, figure it out. Like she was part of the reason that, you know, I moved back in after college. I wasn't like, Mom, I'm coming home. And she was like, no.
I think where I was trying to get at with that is that some people might feel like it's a step down from where they should be. They're like, I have a college degree. I shouldn't be working at a coffee shop.
I cried. Clearly you have to drop, I mean, it's your ego.
Right.
It's your ego. That's all it is. So I had to like completely drop my ego. Because I remember graduated with a business degree, was working a 9-to-5. I chose to move back in with my mom.
Right.
Ego. To get a job at Starbucks. Drop my ego. I remember I had an interview with them, and they're like, so, like, why do you want to work here? And, like, you have to act like it's, like, the best thing ever.
Yeah.
You like live to be a barista. But no, there were days where I remember like cleaning and sweeping the bathrooms at Starbucks, and I'd leave and I'd just cry. But I had to like remember, like, I'm doing this to get there, like I'm doing this so I can do my art at night, you know? And like, no, I didn't hate every part of Starbucks. Like I'm a very social person.
Yeah.
So of course and I'm a morning person.
Yeah.
So be there at 5 a.m. and be like, what's your order? You know, da 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 da. Yeah. I enjoyed that, and I like connecting with people. So, but yeah, I had to drop my ego. That was huge.
So my take on this, because, you know, especially like being in entertainment, like actors, there's a million actors that are also waiters or bartenders.
Yes.
And a lot of people, like, there's a stigma to that. Like, people make fun of actors, and they're like, oh, are you a real actor, or are you really just a waiter who is an aspiring actor?
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's my thing about doing a job that you don't necessarily feel comfortable in, because I feel like if you possibly were going to go into another corporate, like, Starbucks is also a corporation, but another 9-to-5 that, you know, like, was very stable and maybe kind of in what you wanted to do, it could have made you settle in a way that you would have been like, well, I don't know. It would have actually made it harder to leave. Whereas working at a place like Starbucks, you know, you're like, well, I mean, actually Starbucks is a great company, but you know, like, no, I this is not what my passion is, though. So I'm gonna eventually leave it. Yeah, and I don't know what the sound is doing right now.
I hear that too.
Okay. But I think that it shouldn't be looked down upon having side hustles. I think, because I love side hustles. For me, making money and just feeling like there's this flow that's coming in, and I just try and honestly doing things that I like just like you love
babysit. Because I love kids.
Right. Right. Why would you continue to do that? Sometimes I walk dogs or, you know, like I've tried driving for Uber and Lyft before, and I enjoy just talking to the people and meeting characters. And I was like, this would be great for my acting, you know? I mean, I didn't continue to do it, but I don't look down upon those things. I feel like doing, but the focus has to be to remember, I am doing this so that I make money, so that I can do what I actually want to be doing. And that's key, because I find that people always get lost in doing that side hustle thing, that they forget their actual vision of where they wanted to go. So how for you did you like not get sucked into that world of being settled, I guess, you know, and being like, no, I'm moving myself out of this, you know?
I am such a list person. So as far as like my goals went, I moved back into my mom's thinking, okay, I'm not gonna like live here forever. Like, let's just be clear. So I had my goals mapped out, whether it was like 3 months, 6 months, a year. I had the list of the things that I was gonna accomplish. Like, it's not like I'm just gonna go home and make things and live with my mom, and like that wasn't the plan.
Right. I had it to be very easy to settle into if you're like, oh, okay, I got a break.
I would love to just not do anything and live with my mom. Like, that could have easily like fallen into that.
Yeah.
No, I had my like list of goals that I would have to meet personally for myself, 3 months, 6 months, a year out. Mm-hmm. So I think, and then like I would break that down into weeks. So whether it was like
someone planner.
Yeah. I'm like, that's a plug. That's a plug.
Sounds familiar.
So like I would break it down into months, and then I would break it down into weeks. So whether it was like creating my website, or, you know, getting my samples made, or reaching out to friends, like I definitely had goals every week. So I felt like I wasn't just not doing anything. And like, yeah, we have those weeks too where you're just, you know,
I feel like it's low for when like you don't have someone telling you what to do. Like, you're not necessarily held accountable.
Yeah.
Can you hear me echoing, or is it?
You sound fine. Yeah. Echoing.
Okay. It's echoing. But how did you? Oh my God, the echo. Hold on, I'm just gonna mute it while I mute it.
Okay.
So how did you hold yourself accountable to achieving your listener goals when honestly nobody was pushing you, or there was no timeline necessarily? Like, if you didn't finish it that week, so what? No one was saying, you know, how did you keep yourself motivated to keep going?
I told my close friends what I was doing. So the next time I had coffee with them or lunch with them, I wanted to give them some sort of update instead of, I haven't done anything. Yeah. And my mom was a huge piece in it too, because as much as she wanted me to move home, she didn't want me to stay there forever. So she was kind of on my back too, following up, you know, what my next step would be, or.
Oh man, they hear the echo too.
Really bad?
Yeah. I don't know how to fix it.
Help your host.
I don't even know how to disconnect from this. It's only doing it when I talk.
Michael!
Wait, is it still doing it? Because I don't hear it anymore.
It's not much clearer.
Okay, I feel like it's good. Hopefully it is good. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, let me know, guys, if it is doing anything weird. Okay, but I like this. Okay, good. So, hi, Spencer. So you had accountability partners.
Yes.
And I like that. Did you ever like make games with yourself? Like, sometimes I do it where like I'll make a bet with friends, but it really only impacts me. I'm like, I will give you $100 if I don't complete this.
I think, well, so being a creative too, you go through the lulls of like, everything's amazing, everything's horrific, super creative, super not creative. Like, even now, I don't work Like sometimes I don't sleep at nights, and some days I'm best at like 6 a.m.
Right.
So like every week was different. But I think I just got it down to like certain goals that I was accomplishing, you know, this month, certain goals I was accomplishing this week. And then creatively just trying to like go with that and see how that flowed.
How come you didn't think about, like, did you ever think about working with a partner, or like in terms, no, you're always like, this is going to be 100% mine, my ideas, I'm doing that fully, not going to fight with anyone about anything.
I don't even, it's funny that you mentioned that because I don't even think that like even came to mind. It was always like, I'm going to do this. Like even from the beginning, like I learned everything through Google or YouTube if I didn't know it.
Really?
So like,
I was going to ask you that.
I like customized and coded my website, like sample, like I taught myself everything.
Okay, so you hear that, guys? You can learn everything off of Google and YouTube.
Everything.
I went to business school. I got my MBA, and I think I learned the most from just trying to do it myself. And yeah, like you said, like either learning from friends or...
And don't be afraid to ask. Like a big part of like my like learning process in the beginning was I didn't want to ask anybody for help. Sorry, I didn't want to ask anybody for help. Like I was like low key doing things, trying to like struggle and figure it out myself. And now like I'm on Facebook, like, hey, does anybody know like how to work? What did I ask last week? I was like, does anybody know how to work with like, I was like testing this new resin on these canvases that I'm doing. And I was just like, Facebook, what's up? Like, who knows how to do this? Cause like the old me or the me when I started would have like YouTubed it by myself, but then like tried to figure it out in my garage. And then, you know, now I'm like, I tell everybody myself, suffer alone. Yeah. It's not a big deal. That's ego. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I really believe in using your community and giving to your community. I think, so actually I didn't tell everybody, but the way that Chelsea and I met is because we mentor for Awaken Arts together. And, you know, there's just some people that you just connect with and you're like, I'm going to make that person my friend. Can you not look at this face? I mean, look at this smile.
And I was a real life cheerleader, so of course I knew Nikki through Bring It On. Like I knew you before I was even introduced to you, so I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna meet Nikki. Nikki works with Awaken Arts.
But I don't know. This goes back to, you know, something that I talk about on the show all the time about what you put out into the world is what you'll get back from the world. And when I look at Chelsea, I mean, literally just looking at her, if you just look at her smile, I'm like, you just make me feel good. You make me happy when you smile. And that's all it takes. I'm like, she just has this positivity, this vibrance. And I'm not going to lie, like, I know some stuff about her that, like, she didn't have the easiest life. She has definitely been through some things that, you know, are not easy to deal with. Yet she still she still is able to like not blame the world for what has happened in her life and just continue forward with this beautifulfulness. This beautifulness is so beautiful. I feel so grateful to be your friend. I'm like, oh, I just like looking at your smile.
And you've got this beautiful beam of light behind you.
I know, it's fake though, guys. It's just a picture from IKEA, but I love it.
This beautiful. What garden are you in?
Right? I feel like I'm outside in the wilderness.
You are. Just say you are. Own it.
Talking about murals and like big things, actually, I want to focus a little bit more on Chelsea's art because it's very special art to me, and it really is something that I hope you all like look it up and see what she does, because she basically works with leather goods. But she puts, do you have any with you?
Yeah, where are they?
Go get one just so we can show them.
They're kind of
on her, how do I do this? On her leather goods, she puts these statements that are just like positive words. Here, wait, let me show you. Look at that. See, I use that all the time. Be the light. Treat everybody like they are somebody. I love that.
There's some other ones, I don't know where they are.
Yeah, but I love I love that every piece of art she makes is changing the world, because anyone that reads that, anyone that sees it, I mean, she'll put those things on jackets, yeah, and just like, and so like when you see that and you read that, I feel like it's already creating this ripple effect into the world. Yeah, I love that. Oh wait, why are you muted? Are you?
Am I muted too?
Oh no, you just weren't actually making any noise.
I was mouthing things.
But I love that. I mean, it just makes you think about doing that. And I don't know. I think it's just literally putting positivity in the world through your art and through what you sell and then what through people buy. Like, it's all just this circle of goodness that happens. Yes. And what inspired you to do that kind of art?
I think growing up, my mom's always raised me with like the affirmations and the positive thoughts and the positive thinking and The Secret and Wayne Dyer and Tony Robbins. So that was like ingrained in my being. Like, we would listen to those audio tapes in the car instead of like children's music. So that was always kind of what I was listening to. But as far as like my art goes, I just always wanted to make it a mission to, like I say, creating conscious content. Like, I want whatever I'm making to be inspiring, empowering, loving, uplifting. Like, because if I'm going to be saying something on a jacket or a bag or, you know, whatever it is, I want somebody in the coffee shop to be like, oh, okay, you know, and feel some type of way. Like, I only want people to, I only want people to be inspired by my stuff.
Yeah.
That's like the fine arts background, and I can paint and do all that, but I just felt like things were a lot more powerful with my words. So that's where I started.
I like that. How did you first figure out how to monetize it? Because I think that's the biggest disconnect for people, is like they have their hobbies and then they have ways of making money, but then how did you actually figure out how to make money with your art?
So I mentioned when we first started the chat that I started in home accessories.
Right.
So actually, when I moved back in with my mom and I was creating all these things, I actually had a woman, a friend tell me, she's like, I thought I was going to put them on scarves. I'm not really sure why I thought a good idea. But in my head, I was like, cool, I'll put all these designs on scarves. Yeah. And I was showing her my stuff, and she, because that was my way of thinking how I would monetize. And she's like, no, these would be great as like graphic pillows. Like, people love graphic pillows. Like, and that would be easy to make them because it's like, think about it. It's like 4 seams. It's a zipper. It's, you know, pretty easy to make. If I had like
literally make them by hand, like sew them.
So I don't sew, but there was an upholsterer that was in town that would sew them for me. So I started monetizing with pillows that way. And yeah, it just started with a couple ideas, and somebody mentioned, hey, you should do graphic pillows. And I was like, well, that's... Did you put it on Etsy
or something like that? Or do a Kickstarter? Or
since my background was in e-commerce styling, I had photographer friends, model friends, photo shoot friends. Like, I had all the friends in that creative field. So when I decided that I wanted to do pillows, I believe I did like 12 linen pillows. And I called upon a model friend of mine, a photographer, and I got a seamless, like the white paper that rolls down, and put it in my mom's garage in Orange County. And I called my friends over and did like a photo shoot with like 12 pillows and a girlfriend of mine, and I shot her. It was kind of like a sexy pillow photo shoot. I'll send you the pictures. But she had like panties and a bra and like strappy sandals on. Yes.
Sex sells, I guess.
Like, if I did pillows, it would be that. But yeah, I called my friends together and did that. And then, like I mentioned, I kind of put my website together, and I figured I wanted to launch it at New York Now, because I would be able to get wholesalers under my belt and start selling in stores.
And you knew that from school, that would be a good place.
Yeah. So.
And then you just contacted them, like just went out and threw yourself out there kind of, and hope they responded?
Yes. And then I was like selling in stores, and then I found that customers were finding like my pillow in a store and then finding my website and seeing that I did other stuff. So I like made the mental note of like, yeah, it's cool to sell in stores, but that customer connection is what I would like live for. So if somebody ordered off my site, I got to write them like a special little note and send all my love in it. And like, that was so much more special to me than like selling mass to stores. So then that's kind of when I laid off wholesaling and started dealing with like more personal clients.
So what I like about the things that you've said though is, you know, bringing it back to community, you know, and how important your networks are, and sometimes you don't realize it, but doing anything is better than doing nothing, because you never know when those people are going to be able to come back around.
Anything.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, because had you not sold your pillow in the store, people wouldn't have seen it, but then it helped you realize that that's not the direction you wanted to go, but at least it got you somewhere. And I think, you know, one of the things that Angel from Passion Planner does always say is action cures fear, and just do something because it's better than doing nothing. And you never know where it's going to take you. You don't know who you're going to meet. You never know what opportunity it's going to give you. So put yourself out there and continue to tell your dream to people, because
tell everybody what you want to do. Like tell everybody.
And they're so much more willing to help you, right?
And you are familiar with Jigsaw, but for those who are watching, Jigsaw is a women's workspace that's downtown. And I have two girlfriends, the founder, Christina, but Maggie is a girlfriend of mine who works there. And they were looking for somebody to paint a mural in the space. And a week before, I had said to like all my girlfriends, I just want to like paint walls and stuff. Like that's literally what I said. And there we go. You're so good.
That's it, right? Jig plus Saw. I think that's their Instagram.
Yes. And I had told her a week before, like, I literally said, like, I just want to paint walls and stuff. And they were looking for somebody to paint the words on the walls. And Maggie called me up. She's like, I got a job for you. So, like, literally tell everybody what you want to do. Like,
yeah. And the mural is beautiful. I've been there and I've seen it. And it's so inspiring. And it's so cool because, like, all those letterings, Chelsea does herself. It's great. I know. I was like, oh, somebody, like, printed this out. And I was like, it looks like a printout, but I'm like, oh no, wait, Chelsea painted that on the wall. That's crazy.
I was like on a scaffold with my little dangling. Yeah.
That's super awesome. Were there any moments in this whole business thing that you really were like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I'm going to make enough money. I don't know if this is going to work out.
I wish we could like put my mom in like part of this conversation so she could, because I think I call her like every other week. Like I'm just an emotional person, so I cry happy, I cry sad. I FaceTime her all the time, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, there's always like thoughts coming up that like it's not going to work out, and like it always does. Everything's always okay, but I always have thoughts like that, and she'll say, okay, you know, why don't you put a pause on it, go get a job at, you know, wherever, and you know, and then I'm like, no, it's okay, I'm fine, I'll figure it out, I love you. So
but I do think though that knowing that you can make money in general is very freeing. Like just knowing, like when you, like you said, let go of your ego and realize there's a gazillion jobs out there. Like, yes, they're not they might not be a title that you want to have, but you can make money. If you need money, you can make money.
The abundance is unreal. Like,
and when you realize that, then it frees you to do what you want to do. Because you probably won't die, I don't think.
You won't die. Trust me, you won't die.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we might be talking, though, from a very privileged place. Like, we also are two women, you know, that come from great families. And people might be more willing to give us jobs. So I guess we should probably take that into consideration.
But we're my butt off and like started from, you know, that to go there. So
And I think just to note in general about people getting jobs and wanting to be or having people that help you is going back to that whole being pleasant, like being a person that people want to be around. One of my favorite quotes is, be the type of person that you want to meet. And I think about that all the time. And I think, like if you want people to be giving and be loving and supportive, like you must be that too to your community. And that's why it is important to network and to continue to hold on to your relationships and like work at them and not take them for granted. Because like you said, like a lot of your success, it sounds like, from your business has come from the support of your community.
And I'm like such a strong, sorry, I don't know how to turn that off.
Okay.
My girlfriend's pregnant. I'm also like such a firm believer in like, what is it? You are the 5 people you surround yourself with.
I say that every single podcast.
Do you really? Well, I said it for you. You're welcome.
I don't know why I call it a podcast, but I do. I say that exact quote. But I'm glad to see exactly.
But it's like 1,000,000% true. Like if you're hanging out with the people who are not doing much of anything, like I don't do anything either. Like I surround myself with like the creatives who are, doing stuff and mentoring and like Awaken Arts and Jigsaw. Like these women are they're like facing their fears every day. Mm-hmm. And I told you there's like 3 things I think I told you there's like 3 things I'm doing this week that I'm terrified of doing. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's do this. Like, and I have friends around me that are like, all right, let me know when it's done. Like,
yeah.
So.
I think exactly. That's the whole point about bringing you on here and bringing all my other guests and just talking and having these conversations so that other people can be inspired. I mean, essentially, we're building community just online for people so that they can be around people that they look up to or that are inspirational and motivational to them. Because I believe the same thing. Like when you see your friend do something scary, not only one, do you realize you can do it too, but then it motivates you to be like, I should probably do something scary too. But, there's like, when you think about famous people and professionals, like the likelihood of a professional basketball player or football player having a kid that then also goes into the professional, like becoming a professional football player is very high because they've literally seen someone their entire life be that. They're just an example, a live example that says you can do this. And that kid grows up believing I can do it and then does it. But I don't know if it's any different. Like maybe they're not as, like maybe their genes might be a little bit more, better for that. But really, I think the biggest part is having grown up with an example of someone doing what you want to do.
Yes. It's so crazy to watch the girlfriends around me accomplish things. And my girlfriend too, she always says, like, after I do something scary, she's like, did you die? Like, are you going to die? And like at the end of the day, everything's going to be okay. The things that I'm doing this week that I'm terrified of, there's really no horrific outcome. So it's just like stepping into the fear and doing it.
I love that. I love that. I think that was me too. Like trying to step towards the fear just shows you like every little accomplishment that you do that breaks that fear. You're like, man, I did that. I can, it just builds your strength within so that you can now do that with bigger and bigger goals and dreams.
Yes. And you have no idea who you're inspiring too by doing that. Because we talk, like when we talk to the girls at Awaken Arts and we're mentoring these girls who are 15, 16, and 17, like I want to face a fear so that they know that I can do that. Step into the fear and do it. Yes.
Yes. And here, we'll show that to everybody. Do quote paint. Step into the fear and do it. Yeah.
I'm about it, Spencer. Thanks. Yeah. You have no idea who you're inspiring by doing it too.
Yeah. So. I agree. Well, okay, let's see. I'm gonna write up here your Instagram. Hold on, I already copied it.
I'm usually on Insta story, like all over the place.
Oh,
I haven't been. Oh, Pam.
I know. We should. Oh, whoops. I did it multiple times. It's just one @ guys.
Yes.
I don't know how to fix it. It won't let me fix it.
That's all right.
Oh, wait. Hide. Dang it. I'm doing it again. There we go. Technological problem. Find her. Let's give out a shout out to people that joined us today. John, Michael, Jimmy, Spence, thank you. Pam, yeah, it's been super fun. I hope that you can see Chelsea and realize like it's not something that you have to be like super special to do. You don't have to be born a genius. You don't have to be born wealthy. You don't have to, like, it doesn't really matter what your circumstances. There are so many resources around you, from your friends to your family to people that you work with. Yeah, I mean, to Facebook and Google and YouTube and people that are, I mean, the knowledge is out there. So you don't need an MBA.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, you don't need an MBA to start a business, and you don't need to do a job that doesn't make you happy, because you can literally you just have to be creative, and you just have to keep pushing and set an agenda for yourself, set goals for yourself, hold yourself accountable, make a network of people that will hold yourself accountable, and continue to just believe that you can do it. I think is a big part of it. And surround yourself with people who also believe in you and will continue to lift you up, because you will all come up together as, you know, as each one rises.
I love it.
So, thank you so much, Chels, for joining me and joining everybody else. That was super fun. And I'm going to see you soon.
I know.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
End live broadcast.